Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil and it's time for the next episode of Lost. Guys, I'm psyched. We are starting season 4. I can't believe we're already here. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. In that last episode, we actually made contact with the outside world, not once but twice. Charlie spoke to Penny via the Looking Glass station before he died. Charlie died, guys. I watched this episode days ago and I'm still reeling from all of the things that happened. But yeah, Charlie saved Desmond, sacrificed himself, even though I'm sure he could have gotten out through that door, but maybe you can't seal that door from the other side, I don't know, but Charlie's dead. He saved Desmond, he spoke to Penny, and he got a message to Desmond that not Penny's boat. So now maybe we're suspicious of Naomi and whoever she's working for / with on the boat. And she lied because she said she was working for Penny, but maybe there's like 2 separate parties out there. I don't know. And then we finally got to the radio tower. Charlie obviously turned off the jamming signal and the sat phone works, and so we've made contact with the boat itself and rescue is coming. Everybody's happy. Saeed and Jin and Bernard aren't dead, even though Jack thought he had sacrificed them to rescue the others, everybody else. Every time I say the others, I don't necessarily mean the others. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited. Locke is back, even though he's been shot. He's got a gun. He tried to stop everyone, but couldn't do it. So rescue is coming. But I don't think now that it's season 4, suddenly everyone's rescued. And oh yeah, in the last 2 episodes of last season, through the Looking Glass, our flashback wasn't a flashback at all. It was a flash forward. Jack is not coping well with being rescued at all. He's addicted to painkillers. He's drinking heavily. He was about to commit suicide. Things are not going well. No one, like, Kate didn't even want to talk to him, never mind meet him, even though she reluctantly met him at the end. Somebody died, we can't figure out who. No one went to that funeral except Jack. So they are going to get rescued. We know that much at this point. But I think we've still got a couple of episodes on the island before that all happens. And what are Ben and Locke going to do to stop them? We know Ben tried to talk Jack out of it. We know Locke certainly doesn't want anyone leaving the island. There's other survivors that we know don't want to leave. I'm thinking about Rose and Bernard. I would have said Kate, except clearly she went back and seems to have escaped the long arm of the law. But, that was always a concern for her. Maybe there are others that don't want to leave the island. But how is this all going to shake down, basically? I don't know. But the other crazy thing is like at the start of these, whenever I do an intro to one of these reactions, for the last 3 or 4, I've been meaning to talk about ghosts, but there's always something more pressing. But I feel like I really need to talk about ghosts ever since we did the episode The Man Behind the Curtain, and we met Jacob, who we didn't see, Locke didn't see. Ben either saw or pretended quite well to see. But I think we need to talk about ghosts in a broader sense, because we have a lot of evidence that people on the island have seen ghosts, all the way back to season 1 when Jack saw his dad, when we know back in season 2, I think it was season 2, and early season 3, Echo saw his brother, Yemi, and so Jack's dad's body is on the island, but missing. Yemi's body is on the island, but missing. They've both been seen as ghosts. Let's assume that Ben actually sees Jacob. Is Jacob a... I guess we're calling them hostiles now. Is he a hostile or an other that died in the past, but Ben still communes with and has? We know that Ben saw his mother's ghost when he was a kid on the island, and when he met Richard in the jungle, Richard asked him, "Did your mother die on the island?" And then when Ben said no, that piqued Richard's interest. So it was almost as if Richard was expecting that, yes, she's died on the island. Yes, we can all see the ghosts of people who die on the island. That's a thing. But when Ben said no, she died when I was young, that piqued Richard's interest. So maybe Ben has a special gift at seeing ghosts on the island, kind of like how Locke has a special gift with the healing powers of the island. Obviously, this is speculation, but this is Lost. If I'm not going to speculate on this show, when am I ever going to speculate? Come on, guys. So who's Jacob? Maybe Jacob is a ghost, but Ben really is speaking to him, and maybe Locke really did hear the ghost of Jacob, whoever that may have been in the past. I don't know where we're going next. I'm super excited to jump into it, guys. Episode 1 of Season 4 of Lost is entitled The Beginning of the End. And it kind of feels like it, because I know Season 4 was the writer's strike year, 2008. I know they only got 13 or 14 episodes in the can this season, so it's a short season. I know Seasons 15 and 16 are on the shorter side as well, so season-wise, we're halfway through, but we're much further than that episode-wise, which is kind of cool and exciting. So yes, this feels like the beginning of the end. So let's jump into it, guys. This is episode 1 of season 4 of Lost.
Previously on Lost.
Oh, that's right. Naomi was killed. Frickin' Locke.
I'm telling you, making that call is the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
Right there.
Oh, with that ominous music, you know it's not going to go simple. Wow. That's a whole lot of papaya. Those are papaya, right? I think. Whoa! What a crazy intro already. Are we filming a television show? I feel like this is a television show. Oh. It's a real high-speed chase. Okay, we're in LA. Is this... Are we back in the past? Because the beard's back to kind of normal? No? What? Is that like Sawyer or something stupid? What on earth? This isn't Lost. Who is it? Who is it? Did someone... Jack recognizes the car, I think. Who is it? Who is it? That feels like Sawyer. It looks like a Sawyer car, anyway. Is it Hurley? Why is Hurley in a high-speed chase? What the hell? No! What? Why? What is...
Don't you know who I am? Stop, wait, don't you know who I am? I'm one of the Oceanic Six!
The Oceanic Six?
The Oceanic Six!
Why are there only 6? What? Okay, so we're flash forwarding again, and why are there 6? That, I don't like the sounds of that at all. Did only 6 people get off the island?
Mr. Reyes, why'd you run like that?
Who'd you see in there? I know you saw somebody in that store that made you run.
That was Ana Lucia's partner.
I knew somebody on your plane.
Really?
Her name was Ana Lucia Cortez.
Yeah.
Sorry, never met her.
What happened? I love that we're flash forwarding now.
You're gonna tell me who you ran from?
So Jack smartened up since his suicide, assuming it's kind of chronological from last episode, but maybe it isn't. What does he see? Why does he freak out? Who's behind the mirror? Who's the man behind the curtain? Whoa. Is it Mikhail with a grenade?
hell is wrong with you?
What are you doing, Reyes?
He's sick.
Huh? You trying to get tossed into the nut house?
He
Because
doesn't.
if that's what you want, I can make that happen right now, my friend. You can? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He wants to go back to the Institute because he's going crazy. Wow.
So you better pack your bags, buddy.
Dude, that's great! Woo!
It's like he just disappeared.
Lot.
Why would Lot kill her? He hadn't even met her.
He's crazy.
So what if he comes back?
If he comes back, I'm gonna kill him.
These guys are going to be carrying a lot of weight when they get back to civilization.
Are we really going home?
Eventually. Is it going to take them all season 2? Oh. All the smiles make me nervous.
I can't believe I'm actually going to have my baby in a hospital.
Oh, rub it in, why don't you?
Oh no.
Real hero is your man, Claire.
Yeah.
So you better make sure you treat him real good when we get back.
Rose?
Yeah, poor Charlie.
I need you to take Alex and get as far from here as possible.
Everyone who stays here is going to die.
What does Ben think is going to happen? She's going to take that knife? I would have thought Danielle would take the knife. It's a good knife.
Did I ever tell you I won the lottery? Now it'll all be gone. Because they all think I'm dead. I'm gonna be free.
I love the way he looks at that. That's awesome.
Cannonball.
Early episodes are the best. What's gonna happen? Okay. Just a... What? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no. Is he gonna find Charlie? Oh, yeah. There's a Desmond, no Charlie.
The people on the boat aren't who they say they are.
What?
What do you mean that people aren't who they say?
Where's Charlie?
Where's Charlie?
I'm sorry, brother.
Oh man, the pain on his face.
That's our ride.
I don't like hearing all the looking at all the happy smiles now.
How about you put Naomi on?
That's...
Naomi went to get some firewood. Can you hold on for a second? Let me see if I can...
How is she gone? Oh, jeez.
We gotta call the doc.
You have
Did you listen to Desmond? I've no doubt they're monitoring our communications. If we call Jack...
You know what? I got the walkie. I'm making the call. Hey!
Oh,
You better get going.
I found blood. The girl's trail. Probably crawled away. Can be more than 10 minutes.
how did she crawl away and no one saw?
I found her trail. She's headed west across the island.
What?
So I already found it.
Are you sure it's hers?
Unless someone else is bleeding.
Well, Locke is bleeding too.
We're gonna be sitting on that boat laughing about the fact that there was one final thing that we couldn't agree upon. Why don't you get everybody back to the beach?
You got it.
So, only...
Be careful, okay?
So maybe this is prior to Jack's breakdown in the flash forwards. Connect 4.
Almost got me that time.
You have a visitor.
Dave? No. Whoa! Lance Riddick! The Wire! Ah!
My name is Matthew Abaddon. I'm an attorney for Oceanic Airlines.
The Oceanic lawyer.
Okay.
On behalf of Oceanic, I'd like to extend you an invitation for a little upgrade. Where you'd have your own bathroom. You can see the ocean from where.
I don't want to see the ocean.
Fair enough.
No problem.
Maybe a garden view would be nice.
I'm fine right here.
Are you fine, Mr. Reyes?
Whoa.
What do you mean?
What was... That was... Uh-huh.
Then we're done, dude.
Are they still alive?
Which they?
Help me, help me!
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. But only 6 people got off? Is that what he's asking? Like, are the others still alive?
Talk about it? Talk about what?
Charlie. We'll probably get to Jack faster if we don't talk.
Man.
Holler if you need me.
Look at Sawyer looking out for Hurley for like the very first time ever. Oh man. Feels so bad for him.
Guys!
And now he's lost. Jacob's house? Is that the source of all the whispers? Uh-oh.
She fooled us. Double back.
Better call the boat. Tell him she's getting a really big bundle of firewood. Where is it? Kate took it when she hugged you. I guess she's taken matters into her own hands. But look on the bright side, at least somebody around here knows what the hell they're doing.
Oh man. The mind games everyone plays with each other on this show. That was a sizable phone. How do you not realize that's not in your pocket? For hours. I mean, it's got to be the ship, right? Yeah. But she's just by herself?
Where's Naomi?
Funny about
We're
that.
looking for her.
Yeah.
Give me the phone. Let Naomi see me. You're hurt. Let me help you. And you throw this knife in my back.
No, there was not us.
Who? His name is John Locke.
What's going on over there?
I had an accident.
Hello? Hello?
Is this her dying right now?
Tree branch. Just tell my sister that I love her.
Uh-oh. I feel like that last thing was a code. Tell my sister that I love her. Because, I mean, they sound super positive, but... and earnest and friendly and all the good things. Is Hurley gonna meet Jacob here? I mean, the man already thinks he's basically crazy. Who is it? Whoa! Who's all in there? Who else is in there? Hurley, relax. Relax. Relax, it's just people. It's people. Whoa. Of course, Locke's in the...
Hello, Hugo.
Locke's in the cabin, of course, because he's met it.
Not Penny's boat. Are you sure that's what Charlie wrote on his hand?
That's what Desmond said.
Jack should never have called those people.
I couldn't agree more.
Who else did Hurley see in the cabin, though? I buy that one of them was Locke. The one that popped up right in our face so quickly. But who was in the rocking chair? Jacob? And John's doing incredibly well for someone who was shot in the gut a day ago.
I got lost. I came here for the same reason you did, to warn Jack about the people on that boat.
Oh, it's just normal people whispers. Oh man. No Charlie. Ugh. Oh, Claire. How have we never found this piece of wreckage of the plane before? Is this the cockpit?
Don't tell her.
Man, you know what's coming if this guy comes up to you looking like that. Oh man, I'd be crying already if I was Claire.
Charlie's dead.
Oh, damn it.
I'd watch out if I were you.
Whoa, who
What are you
just...
talking about, dude?
There's a guy over there.
Oh.
Hey, man.
No.
Don't run.
Ghost of Charlie?
Sit down.
Why are we getting Ghost of Charlie?
Don't do what you did in the store, okay?
Oh, is that why he freaked out the first time?
You need to freak out.
You're dead. What do you expect me to do?
I am dead.
But I'm also here. Okay, prove it.
Whoa. Corporeal ghosts?
Okay.
I mean, Hurley has slapped Charlie at least once, so fair play.
You know you were going to die when you swam out there?
I'm glad we're getting more Dominic Monaghan, though. That's great.
And now you have to do something. But you're hiding from it.
2.
They need you.
3.
They need you, Hugo.
4.
You know they need you.
5.
You know they need you. Who's they exactly? Is it they who are still alive, presumably on the island? Ugh, so many new questions.
I mean, how did
He was trying to help us.
You're not gonna shoot me, Jack. Any more than I was gonna shoot.
Jack was gonna do it. Jack was gonna do it.
All I have ever done has been in the best interest of all of us.
Are you insane?
Maybe.
All you ever did was blow up every chance we had of getting off this island. You killed Naomi.
Well, technically, he didn't kill her yet.
Fuck
Yes,
off,
he
Ben.
did.
You just need to shut up.
she covered for us? And she fixed this. They're on their way.
She wants her people to come here. I'm going to the barracks. If you want to live, you need to come with me.
No one's going anywhere with you.
Desmond and Hurley are
What
coming.
about Charlie? Whatever he did down there, it worked. Must have heard something before he... The last thing he did was to warn us that the people in that boat are not who they said they were. So I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to my friend.
Wow. Man, he's good. He's so good. Desmond's going to agree.
Anyone else?
And maybe Claire. And
Jack, with your permission, I'd like to go with John.
You said we never leave the island. If you want to go with Locke, I'll be right behind you. I'm not going anywhere with that man.
that she'd rather have cancer again than stay with Locke. Sawyer.
What are you doing?
Surviving.
So what is it, Kate and Jack and a handful of extras? Wow. Which way did Juliet go? She heard the message from Desmond too. Oh no. She's still with Jack. Desmond's still with Jack. Okay, okay. But that's like a 50-50 split. Saeed, Juliet, Desmond, Jack, Kate. Okay, okay.
You ever miss?
It's good old Jack.
Thought I'd drop by and pay you a visit.
Jack's looking good. I can't decide if this is before or after.
Reporters leaving you alone?
Yeah.
Hurley's an animal
Sign
at
some autographs when I
basketball.
go out for coffee. Thinking about growing a beard.
Okay. Early days still.
What are you really doing here, Jack? You checking to see if I went nuts? If I was gonna tell?
Are you?
What happened? What happened?
Nah, you win.
Tell what? And why are there only 6? Man.
It's great seeing you, Hurley.
It's such a different kind of mystery. We're what's going, like, how did they get into the future? Not how did they become who they are?
I'm sorry I went with Locke. I should have stayed with you. I don't think we did the right thing, Jack. I think it wants us to come back.
Hurley.
And it's gonna do everything it can.
We're never going back.
This is definitely before Jack's flash forward from last season. Because we know how that ended.
Never say never, dude.
So Hurley knew from the beginning he had to go back.
Feels like 100 years ago that we came out here together.
Thunder's getting louder.
That's not thunder.
That's a chopper.
Come on.
That's a bad CG helicopter. And a parachutist. Who is it?
Are you Jack?
Oh, come on. Come on. There's a common thing in serial television that if a show runs a number of seasons, it's in real danger of becoming stale. You know, you find a successful formula and you repeat it and you repeat it because that's what the fans expect. And at some point, that formula may become stale. It doesn't always, but it may become stale. And it's the good shows that either never become stale for some reason, or look ahead and see if we're going to keep doing this, then we're going to become stale. So let's change ahead of that. You know, let's cut it off at the pass, so to speak, and keep things interesting before the fans think we've gone off the rails. And I feel like that's what the writers and producers of Lost have done here. They're like, okay, I feel like we've explored all the backstories of all the characters so far, and we probably know everything we probably need to know. So let's start doing flash forwards instead. And now we've got a completely different dynamic of the show, like as a viewing experience, which is really cool. Before, everything we were asking was, what's going to happen next on the island? Like, what we get these mysteries. What does that mean? Trying to figure out pieces of evidence as we get them. And the flashbacks just filled in more about the characters so that we understand them better. And I know I'm simplifying there, but that was the general division between flashback and current time. Now we have a pretty good handle on most of the things on the island. We've learned the truth about the others and the hostiles and what Ben did to betray the Dharma Initiative and all of these other things. We know, who believes what. So now the mystery isn't what is the island all about, it's how do we get to the flash forwards. Now we're teasing this future that doesn't seem super far away, but now the whole viewing experience is how do we get from now to that future. We got the first hint of it at the end of last season. We got Jack's flashback. He's grown out the beard, he's in a bad place, and he's come to that final point where it's we have to go back. And this time we come back obviously earlier since the rescue. Hurley's had his freak out. He's seen Charlie's ghost. He's having conversations with Charlie's ghost, but he's seen Charlie's ghost, and he already knows he wants to go back. First, he wants to go back to the mental institution, and from there, he's decided, I think we need to go back to the island. Also, really good at basketball. There's a fun thing you weren't expecting, but how would we ever have known anyone's basketball skills on the island? Anyhow, what do we know about the future now? Now that these are the new questions we're going to be asking until this gets resolved and present time catches up to the rescue. We know that there are the Oceanic Six. That tells me there are 6 survivors that got off the island. We know 3 of them at this point. We know Jack, we know Kate, both from last season finale, and we now know Hurley. We know somebody died. Was that one of the Oceanic Six? Perhaps it was. But nobody showed up at their funeral. We know Kate is with somebody. That makes us think that could be Sawyer. Obviously, people from both camp, like we've also split into 2 camps now. Locke's team and Jack's team, and Locke's team is going back to the barracks, also known as Otherville, and they're gonna hunker down there and protect themselves from these people who are coming to, quote, rescue, but maybe have completely different plans for the island and the survivors. And we have Jack's team, which we know includes Kate and Juliet and Saeed and Desmond, Rose and Bernard, and a bunch of extras. On Locke's team, we have Hurley and Claire and Sawyer and trying to remember who else. But yeah, relatively even teams. If if Jack and Locke were the captains at recess, picking teams on the schoolyard playground, we might end up with where we're at here. But because people from both teams have made it back to civilization, obviously this isn't the be-all and end-all. Hurley apologized for going with Locke, which means that probably didn't go well for him, but they shouldn't have done what they did. And Lance Reddick, I didn't catch his character name, but he showed up at the institution asking her, pretending to be an Oceanic lawyer, or at least not having his card, saying he's an Oceanic lawyer, and then asking, are they still alive? So, are there still survivors on the island? I think we have to assume that Locke and some others have stayed behind. I'm not even counting like Ben and Danielle and Alex and the people that have been living on the island for years and years and years and years almost don't count in my mind, and I'm not sure why, but they don't. What happens? And we're not supposed to know. We're just supposed to be super curious, and man, is the show good at that. The show is so good at piquing our curiosity, teasing us with just enough information to desperately want more. And this episode ends with another parachute is getting onto the island. I mean, this helicopter appeared to be in trouble as well, but hasn't crashed as far as we've seen. And this guy parachuted down. I presume he's the guy that was talking on the sat phone with Naomi. I remember his name starts with G, but I can't remember whether he was a George or a something else. But I suspect that's him, and he had a nickname too, McGinty, or that's not it, but you know what I mean. It's not George McGovern either. Anyway. And just before, and he asks, are you Jack? And Jack's about to answer, and boom, end episode. Come on. Like, how much is Jack doubting things now? And what happens between now and rescue to make only 6 people get off the island? We also have to wonder, like, Claire and the baby, it would make sense that they get off the island, because that was Desmond's vision, wasn't it? And everything else in Desmond's vision came true, as far as like Charlie dying and whatnot. So that suddenly there's 5, or maybe the baby doesn't count as one of the Oceanic 6. Maybe it's 6 plus 1. So maybe there's a couple more. Who did you think got off the island at this point? I have to think Saeed has always been so focused on getting off the island. I have to think he's there. Yeah, I mean, Sawyer makes sense as far as what we got from Kate at the end of last season. But obviously we're not supposed to know. Man, I love this show. Man, do I love this show. It's just so much happens in this show. This show has so much packed into it. I think that's what it is any other show, I mean, could have stretched the events of this episode out into 2 or 3 episodes. And instead, the writers of this show just pack it all into 42 minutes and make it all happen, and it's coherent, but it's such high energy, it's got such great pacing, and man, it's just a roller coaster ride when you're watching it. So I really appreciate that quality scripting and that pacing. That's really, really good storytelling, and what a great way to start a season. And what a literal crazy way to start a season. This pyramid of papayas of all things. And then it's a car crash, but it feels like an episode of A-Team or Expose, not real life. And then it turns into real life, and Jack recognized Hurley's car right from the beginning, and Hurley's off on a crazy adventure. But man, did my heart break for Hurley in this episode. Finding out about Charlie carrying that weight, not letting himself actually cry until he broke the news to Claire. Man, my heart broke for him in that moment too. Just such an awesome performance, and he's just got such a pure soul. I feel so happy for him. Like the moment when he was on the beach just prior to finding out about Charlie, when he was talking to Bernard, and he's like, and he was telling Bernard about winning the lottery, and the thing he was most looking forward to was that the money would be gone and he would be free. Like, the money's just been this weight hanging over him. It's not been a good thing. And we know that. We've seen all the evidence. And some of the best episodes of this show have been the Hurley flashbacks, where we see how his luck has been so horrible since winning the lottery. And that just joy on his face when he said, "I can be free." I felt for him so much. I was so afraid he was going to like discover Charlie's body somehow when he jumped into the water. Thankfully that didn't happen, but he came up to see Desmond coming back on the outrigger, and the world fell apart for him. Man, I am psyched for the next episode. I am psyched for this whole season. I am psyched for the rest of this show. I can't wait to see where it goes next. I like that we haven't even left the island and we're already talking about coming back to the island. I think that's a lot of fun, because I think this show would feel very weird if there's and maybe there will be, but I feel like if there are episodes that happen entirely off island, that's going to be really weird. And I don't know how I feel about it. It's not going to feel like Lost, even with our characters. I'm fine with our flash forwards being off island or our flashbacks, but if it's all taking place off island, that's going to feel really weird. So I hope that there's always a presence on the island. I hope that by the time present day becomes rescue, the flash forwards become going back, if that makes any sense. So that we've almost like bridged the gap when the Oceanic Six were back in civilization, signing autographs at the coffee shop. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, I'd love to hear your comments. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It's great for the video. It's great for the channel. Makes me feel good in my heart. If you feel like it, check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. That's where you can find full-length reactions to every single episode of Lost that I've done so far. You can also get early access to all future episodes so that you're a couple of weeks ahead of YouTube, if that's something that interests you. You'll also be able to vote on future shows and movies that I react to, and it's a great way to support the channel. So if you're interested, give that a look. And until next time, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.